Thanks again for joining us here on Spanish Fork 17. We're about to get started here between the Spanish Fork Dons and Tooele. It'll be Spanish Fork fielding first, the home team and the favorites overall. This is their first game in tournament play. You have to figure, given the season that the Dons have had, that they should continue to pick up where they've left off. It's been an impressive year for Spanish Fork overall. You look at their schedule, only 4 losses on the year, I should say, 21-4, 10-0 in region play. Only losses coming out of conference, and their last loss hasn't been in 7 games. Dons have rolled over all their opponents, especially in conference, defeating teams like Provo 18-0, Maple Mountain 9-0, Wasatch 11-1, Springville 11-2, Copper Hills 13-0. It's a potent offense, and also the person on the mound, dominant force in Avery Sapp. Sapp, an ace for the Dons, has been absolutely dominant. 1.08 ERA, is 14-3 overall on the season. She's been the workhorse for the Spanish Fork squad. As everyone takes the field, we'll give you a quick run through of the Tooele lineup. It'll be Aiden Fitch first. Second will be Emily Shepard. Sadie Baker hitting in third spot. Allie Anderson fourth for Tooele. Caitlin Marshall is fifth. Braylee Rathwell is 6th, Vanessa Rojas 7th, Kelsey Shields 8th, Rose Kimball 9th, and Cicely Tate to close out the lineup. First pitch from Sapp is underway, and it's a off-speed pitch in there for strike 1. Sapp does an excellent job of mixing up both her off-speed pitches and that potent rise ball. Likes to go high and in. Has gotten a lot of hitters fooled over the course of the season. Has been absolutely dominant as she displays another good pitch that's in there for strike 2. Sapp fires. And that one is low for ball 1. Gets away from catcher Losi. On the year, Aiden Fitch hits .469 on the year. Pretty impressive. 5 home runs. Has 18 RBI as well. Is a good leadoff hitter for this Tooele squad. That one is popped up over to the left side. Wind's going to carry that one way out over to the other field and out of play. The wind is really strong today. If you could tell, the national anthem flag is pretty much upright. Expected to pick up as the game goes on. Should be interesting to see how that affects gameplay. Maybe even a slight chance of rain in the picture. Sapp fires, and this one is hit high over to the left field, and again, that one will drift left and out of play. One-two pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Beautiful drop right at the knees. Off-speed pitch is swung at and missed for strike 1, and the first strikeout of the day for Avery Sapp. I mean, quite the challenge for Tooele to try and get anything going against Sapp today. Has been the challenge pretty much all season long. Dons have high expectations this year. Again, the 1 seed overall, looking to make a deep run and hopefully take the state title here in 5A. Sapp fires here. That one is in for a strike. Count now 0-2 quickly to Emily Shepard. Shepard on the year hitting .178 overall. Sapp winds up, fires outside part of the plate, and that one is just away for ball 1. Count now 1-2. Tooele got to this round by beating Orem to advance, as this one is swung at and missed again, and Sapp is rolling early, second straight strikeout. I'll bring up the third hitter in the lineup, Sadie Baker, the first baseman for Tooele. The clean sweep for Tooele last round as they took on Orem. As we get back to that, they took on the 13 seed, won in 2 games, 4-2 and 12-0, as that off-speed pitch is in for strike one. Absolutely freezing Baker. Baker 311 on the year, no home runs, but does have 13 RBI for the Buffaloes. Avery Sapp fires again, and a little high, just outside the strike zone. It's now 1-1. 1-1 pitch, and that one's outside. Good save there by Losi, and count now goes to 2-1. This one is hit high over to left center field. Actually drifted into the infield and was played over by the second baseman, Tatum Hall, to end the inning. So after the top of the first, Avery Sapp is wheeling and dealing, 2 strikeouts and no score. As we go to the middle of 1, it'll be Spanish Fork in the bottom half of the first on Spanish Fork 17. Bottom of the first here on Spanish Fork 17, scoreless after the dominant top half of the first by Avery Sapp for Spanish Fork. It'll now be Allie Anderson's turn to take the mound. In 17 appearances, 1-0 for the Buffaloes. Pitcher with a 4.16 ERA will try to contain this powerful Dons lineup. Starting at the top with Jade Romero, it'll be Tatum Hall and Peyton Hall hitting second and third respectively. Sapp will hit fourth. Ashlyn Losi will hit fifth, with Alice Archuleta sixth, Kylie Mitchell seventh, Everly Leonard eighth, Ellie Olson ninth, and Emmy Olson hitting 10th. First pitch is in, and it's a quick bunt there by Romero. It's fielded and not handled over there on the first base side by Baker. And so that'll be a quick single off the air. Just kind of an errant throw there by Anderson into the dirt. And so the Dons will have their first runner on base early here in the bottom half of the first. Left-handed hitter Tatum Hall is now up, and the first pitch is in. She's going to try and bunt it as well, and that's a diving play and a web gem, if that, by Rose Kimball over at third base. What a play on the line to get that first out. That was a great reaction there by Kimball to run forward. She played kind of in, expecting the bunt. Just a great reaction and a diving play there for that spectacular first out. Now that'll bring up Peyton Hall after that great play. Runner goes, and that one is fouled off. So a hit and run attempt there by Romero. Wouldn't be surprised to see if they go back to that again here. Hall, the power hitter for this Don squad, hitting .481 on the year with 17 home runs. Here comes the pitch, and that one is sliced. Foul. Count now quickly 0-2 here. Anderson sets, and she'll fire. Runner goes here, and that one is thrown to second. Play is just a little slow. They're going to call her safe over at second. Pitch was called a ball as well, so that'll be a stolen base for Romero to get herself in scoring position. Dons do a good job of manufacturing runs. They do score a lot. They do have some loud hits, a lot of home runs as well, but one thing they do well is they manage to manufacture runs. It's an all-around good offensive team, and that one, I believe, hits Hall there, and so she's going to take a base. It might have hit her elbow there. She's kind of reaching at it. Kind of a painful spot to take a pitch. She'll walk it off here. So Anderson, after an 0-2 count, ends up hitting Peyton Hall to put her on base, and now Spanish Fork with a good opportunity here in the bottom half of the first. Runners on first and second with one out. And I'll bring up the pitcher Avery Sapp, who's also a potent offensive weapon, hitting .547 on the season, as that one is swung at and missed. A kind of rise ball pitch there from Anderson for strike one. Sapp has herself 10 home runs on the year, 29 RBI. It's just as potent of a 1-2 punch as you can get with her and Hall hanging in that 3 and 4 spot, as that one is a ball. Here's the pitch from Anderson. That one is another rise ball swung at and missed for strike two. If Anderson can locate that one high and get hitters to chase, she'll be putting her team in a good position here. 1-2 count, one out, and scoreless here between the Dons and the Buffaloes. Here's the pitch. Swung at and missed for strike three. That's a big strikeout for Allie Anderson as she gets out one of the better hitters in this Dons lineup. Now I'll bring up Ashlyn Losey. Again, this is a deep team, so have to earn every out against the Dons, but Anderson will definitely take that strikeout now. 2 down, runners on first and second. First pitch to Losey is swung at and popped over to the left side. It's drifting and just out of play. Ranging over on that one was Kimball as well as Rojas. Kimball again just had that excellent diving play over at third to get the first out for Tooele. Anderson, she'll fire and she'll try and get that rise ball. Losey, good eye there to be patient and lays off that pitch. She'll be 1-1 the count. Losey on the year, 25 games, .429 average, 16 RBIs. She's yet to hit a home run though, but we'll see if she can drive in a couple of runs here early to get the Dons on the board. Here's the pitch, another rise ball, and that one is high. She was able to get Peyton Hall, or Avery Sapp, I should say, to chase at a couple of those. Not so much luck here getting Losey to chase the high cheese. 2-1 count here. Pitch swung and fouled away. Kind of in at the hands. Anderson trying to get out of the jam here. 2 outs, 2-2 count. She'll wind up and fire. Another rise ball, and again, Losey laying off that one. Suffice it to say, the rise ball probably not the pitch to go to against Ashlyn Losey here. Full count. Payoff pitch. That one is swung at and hit over to left field, and that one is going to drop for a base hit, and it's going to be fair and out of play, and that's going to allow 2 runners to come in. Ashlyn Losey with a major hit and a big celebration to boot, and the Dons are on the board 2-0. Just ripped that one over to left center, actually left field I should say, almost down the line. And with the wind, that one just rolled it out of play. Great hit from Losey, and she'll get celebrated certainly as she comes into the dugout. Taking her place will be a pitch runner, number 18, and that'll be Nielsen coming in. So Don's up early, 2-0 here. Kind of a pivotal moment there for Anderson to try and get out of that jam instead. Don strike early. be Alice Archuleta here, and she'll take in first pitch for a strike. Elise Archuleta, the sophomore, 433 on the year, 2 home runs. Has 13 RBIs on the season. Here is Anderson, and Archuleta takes a big swing and a miss at a pitch high and outside for strike 2. Pitch from Anderson is low and outside for ball 1. Now bring the count to 1-2. One-two pitch. That one is hammered over to left field. This one's going to roll all the way over to us here in the wall, and that's going to drive in a run, and a big double for Alice Archuleta. Just hits extremely hard to the left side of the field, right side of the field. And Dons extend their lead quickly. Here it's 3-0. Just went right through the legs of Kelsey Shields, the second baseman. Tooele is down big early. Kind of expected the Dons to cruise here, and certainly look to be doing that early. Kylie Mitchell will come up to bat here in the 7th spot for the Dons. Anderson will get the signal here. This one is sliced over the left side and just foul. Has slipped over the backstop area. Here's the pitch from Anderson. Kind of hitting to the exact same location, more or less, and count goes to 0-2 here. One-two count. Swung at and missed for strike 3 off the foul tip. And finally, the ending is over for Tooele, but not before a 3-run outburst from the Spanish Fork Dons. They jump out to a big lead early. It'll be Tooele hitting in the top of the second when we come back on Spanish Fork 17. Back here with the top of the second on Spanish Fork 17. Dons jump out to an early 3-0 lead over the Tooele Buffaloes. Avery Sapp, dominant in that first inning, will continue to pick up where she left off here, at least hope to, against this Tooele lineup. It'll be Allie Anderson to hit here, and she'll take a first pitch just outside for ball 1. Kind of an amazing story for Tooele. If you look at their season, it's been a roller coaster of ups and downs, 14-16 on the year. At one point, really struggling below 500. They ended up pulling off 9 out of their last 12 games to get to where they're at, 14-16 overall. Ended up winning their opening round series in the playoffs. Ended up defeating Orem in the last round to get to this point. And in the first round, they dominated Park City 16-1. So been a bit of a rally for Tooele in this later half of the season. Have really picked things up, been one of the hotter teams in 5A. And a 4-pitch walk here, very uncharacteristic of Avery Sapp, and that'll allow Anderson to get on base. And so Tooele will try and manufacture a run of their own, try and get a little bit of a comeback here, and Anderson will come back out for a pitch runner. They'll bring up Caitlin Marshall, the catcher, hitting 5th in the lineup for the Buffaloes. Good crowd here on hand at Spanish Fork. Again, a lot of action going on around the baseball and softball world, as that one is fouled to the backstop. Don's currently playing Maple Mountain over on the baseball side of things. Again, a super regional matchup. Winner advancing to bracket play. Again, both series best 2 out of 3, so we will have both the softball and the baseball teams coming back tomorrow for game 2, and then potentially game 3 if necessary later on. Count here 0-2 to Caitlin Marshall. Pitch swung at and missed for strike 3, and Marshall goes down quickly. So a good rebound effort there from Sapp, gets her 3rd strikeout of the game. Now bring up Braylee Rathel, designated hitter, positional player hitting in the 6th spot. Sapp, she'll fire for strike, we'll call it ball 1, a little bit outside, and quick throw from Losi over to first to kind of keep pitch runner honest. That pitch runner is Laird. Sapp fires strike 1 there, right down the middle. Good fastball there. Rathel in the year hitting 182 on the season for Tooele. This one high and a good snag by Losi to keep that one from going behind. Outfield playing relatively deep here. This one is a off-speed pitch that drops perfectly in at the belt for strike 2. When Sapp gets that off-speed pitch, it really just freezes the hitters up. She's got great command of both kind of the rise ball and the off-speed. Good location as well. Here comes the pitch. Swung at and missed. Another beautiful rise ball and another strikeout for Sapp, her 4th of the game. And with 2 outs, that'll bring up Vanessa Rojas. So after the early walk, Sapp gets back in her groove here. 2 quick strikeouts. She'll fire this first pitch in, and that one is swung at and fouled away. Rojas 129 on the year, 5 RBIs. As a team, Tooele hits 310 overall, which isn't bad. Typically over 300 as a team. That's pretty impressive. As that one is thrown over to first, and are they going to call it an out? No, I'm just going to convene. I think they're going to call it an out, and that's what they're going to do. So a pickoff by Losi totally caught Laird sleeping, and that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. So Dawn's dominating here early. It's 3-0. We'll catch up with the bottom half of the 3rd. Although Tooele is going to, I guess, contest this before we go to break. So we'll hold on a minute here. I guess they're going to go back to things. So spoke a little too soon, I guess. Be a brutal way to have a 3rd out here for Tooele, considering they need every offensive opportunity they can get here to kind of keep pace. And I guess the umps are going to rescind the call. Oh, good persuasion job by Coach Spendlove for Tooele, and it pays off here. So Buffalo stay alive here, if only slightly. That one fouled away for strike 2. Just another opportunity maybe for Avery Sapp to notch another strikeout on the tally. 0-2 count here, 2 outs. Swung at and missed, and she does exactly that. 5th strikeout of the game for Sapp. And Tooele goes down quietly. So middle 2, score is 3-0 Spanish Fork. We'll be back with the bottom half of the 2nd here on Spanish Fork 17. Bottom half of the 2nd here on Spanish Fork 17. Dawn's off to an early 3-0 lead here in the Super Regional matchup, part of the 5A UHSAA High School Softball State Championships. Dawn's got 3 early runs in the 1st inning. They'll look to add more to it here. Anderson fires that one in low for a ball. Rough 1st inning for her. did get one strikeout, and they had a beautiful defensive play early in that first inning, but then things kind of spiraled a little bit out of hand. Dons were able to manufacture a runner, able to get a couple of hits. Ashlyn Losey's bases clearing double kind of started that offensive run, and then it was Alice Archuleta, who had a monster rip over to the right side of the infield, able to drive in another run as well. Attempted bunt here, and that one is at the knees, and that'll be a ball. So count now 2-1 to Ellie Olson. Ellie Olson and Emmy Olson to close out Don's lineup, and Jade Romero coming in at the top of the lineup. Pitch is in, and that one is fouled. Back to the backstop. Count now 2-2. Apologize. It's actually, I believe it's Everly Leonard who is up. Kind of skipped over her there. So Leonard is hitting, and then it'll be the Olsons up after that, as this one is skied over to the left side of the infield, ranging over to make the play there. A little bit of a bobble, but is caught eventually by Vanessa Rojas for the first out of the inning. I'll bring up Ellie Olson, hitting .289 on the year. Has herself a couple of home runs, the junior, as well as 12 RBI. Just again, a lineup that top to bottom has just been absolutely dominant. Not really a single weakness in the Spanish Fork lineup, both offensively and defensively. A bit of a juggernaut in the 5A leagues, hitting .425 overall as a team. It's quite impressive, and really have yet to have any major hiccups on the season. Did have a couple of losses early on, but have really just been rolling as of late. As we mentioned, have won their last 7 games in the regular season in convincing fashion, and hope to continue their run through the state tournament. Of course, after the super regionals are done, we'll move on to bracket play, where it will be 4 rounds, I should say, to the finals. The winner claiming the 5A state championship here. Count here is 2-1, 1 out, bottom half of the second. And Anderson looks over, gets the pitch, and she'll fire, and that one is in for a strike to Olson. Good pitch there, in at the knees for strike 2 there. Two-two pitch, swung at and missed for strike 3. Olson misses the pitch down the middle. Second strikeout on the game for Anderson, and that'll bring up Emmy Olson to close out the lineup. I apologize, Jade Romero actually coming in. As you forget that there's 10 players, only 9 hitters in high school. Nonetheless, top of the lineup coming up, it'll be Romero to start here. A 1 count here. Anderson fires, and that one just a bit high for ball 1. Sun coming out for a little bit today. Haven't seen the sun all that much in this one. Maybe you might see it for a little bit here. 1-1 count here, and the same pitch, kind of same location. Again, just a little bit high for ball 2. Pitch from Anderson. That one down and away, and it's ball 3. Good eye again by Romero. 3-1 count. That one is hit right back to the pitcher off the rebound and bobbled. Kimball wasn't able to make the play, and on is Romero. An early base runner here with 1 out, and that'll bring up Tatum Hall for her second at bat. Dons looking to extend their lead here. Quick mound visit from Anderson, gets a little bit of a rally from her teammates. Buffaloes really need to limit the damage here, need to try and hold Spanish Fork scoreless here in this second inning. Always easier said than done. Here's the first pitch on the way, and that one is low and outside. Anderson trying to kind of use those pitches to try and locate effectively. It looks like we have a little bit of a situation going on. Officials just confirming the lineup here. Looks like everything's okay. We're back to the game here, 1-0 count. They are going to call, I believe, a second out here. I don't know if the scoreboard might be wrong here. We'll see. Actually, may be correct. So it is 2 outs. Tooele here trying to get out of this one. That one fouled away by Hall. Count now is 2-1 to the Dons' second baseman. Pitches away here, ball 3. Count now 3-1. Here's the pitch. And that one is outside. And that'll be ball 4 to Hall, and she'll walk. That'll bring up Peyton Hall here now with runners on first and second. Kind of a repeat of that first inning here, potentially. Dons will look to extend their lead. Hall, always dangerous hitter here. We'll see what the Dons end up doing. Anderson will fire in, and that one is swung at quickly and fouled over to backstop and out of play for strike 1. Here's a pitch. That one is high. Count now 1-1 here. Hall struck out her first time up. A couple of good rise balls from Anderson got her chasing in that first inning. She'll try and do the same here, although that one is ripped over to the left side. Good contact, but just pulled a little early. 1-2 count with 2 outs here to Hall. Payoff pitch here for Anderson. She'll fire. Rise ball gets Hall again for strike 3, and that'll be the end of the inning. Damage crisis averted for Tooele after 2. Score is still 3-0 Spanish Fork on top. We'll be back with the top of the third on Spanish Fork 17. Top of the third inning, Spanish Fork 17 after a scoreless second. Still 3-0 Spanish Fork on top here. Don's playing at home, hoping to continue their role after an excellent season so far, 21-4. Really have showed no signs of slowing down after a little bit of a break between the regular season and postseason. It's their first game back in the tournament here in the Super Regionals. And Avery Sapp, as has been all year, has been absolutely dominant. 5 strikeouts already through 2 innings. She'll look to continue to pick that up in the top of the third. She's off to a good start there with the strike and a swing and a miss there. Pitch swung at again and missed. Strike 2. Oh, 2 count here. Sapp, rise ball, and that one misses for ball 1. It'll be Kelsey Shields, Rose Kimball, and Aiden Fitch in that order in the lineup, and that one is in for strike 3. Another strikeout to the tally for Avery Sapp. They're 6th in the ball game. And totally rolling right now. Pitch is going to be ball 1 here to Rose Kimball, closing out the lineup for the Buffaloes. Kimball had a great diving catch in the first inning. She'll check swing, and that one looks like she did go around for strike 1 there. Couldn't hold on the rise ball. One-two count here. Sapp fires, and that one is dribbled over the left side and foul. Two-two count here. Pitch. Swung at and fouled behind the backstop. Good job by Kimball to stay alive. Count remains 2-2 here to Tooele. Buffaloes have yet to really get anything going. Only 1 base runner in this one off a walk. No hits allowed for Avery Sapp so far. This one, rise ball goes high, and that one will make the count full at 3-2. Kimball 227 on the year. Try and get the first hit for Tooele here. That one is swung at and fouled away. Good job again to stay alive. Bench for Tooele up and cheering kind of for the first time really today. They're trying to get a little bit of motivation, a little bit of momentum going. Try and steal a game here. That one is in and just low for ball 4. Boy, it looked really close to being a strike. Just misses though. And a good at-bat from Rose Kimball to draw the second walk of the game. And that'll bring in Aiden Fitch in the top of the lineup for Tooele. Here's Sapp. She'll fire. Rise ball, strike 1. No chance for Fitch on that one. It's just such a hard pitch when it's coming in that quickly. You really have no time to react. You think it's coming in at the belt. And kind of a helpless feeling if you're a hitter. So that one is fouled away and count now quickly 0-2. So we saw this last inning with Sapp. Walked the first batter, then proceeded to end the inning quickly, tallied a couple of strikeouts. Also had a near pickoff play by Losi that we all kind of thought was an out, but after reconsidering it wasn't. This one, though, is hit hard to left field, and this one is gone. And with one swing of the bat, this game has changed. Fitch with her 6th home run on the year, absolutely got a hold of that one, and Tooele is back in this one. 2-3 now the score. Absolute shot by Aiden Fitch, the center fielder. And a clutch shot for Tooele, and they really needed that one. Now momentum maybe shifting in the Buffalo's favor here. That's just something you don't really see often with Avery Sapp. She's just been so dominant on the year. A 1.08 ERA. Doesn't really get hard contact like that. And now all of a sudden with one swing of the bat, Tooele 1 run away from tying this thing up in the top of the 3rd. It's Emily Shepard here to hit. It'll be Sadie Baker after that. Again, 1 out here. Pitch is in for a strike. Sapp fires. This one is also hit shallow left field. This one way more playable, and an easy play by the shortstop Jade Romero for out number 2. I'll bring up Sadie Baker. Baker on this one, 0 of 1, had a strikeout. One of 6 Tooele batters who have been struck out so far in this one. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Baker on the year for Tooele. Hitting .311 on the year. 13 RBIs. That one is swung at and fouled away. We kind of mentioned in the open, by the way, with Fitch that, you know, her stats are really impressive for a leadoff hitter, leading the team in home runs. That now her 6th on the year. She tallied 5 up to this point. 18 RBI. When your leadoff hitter can do that kind of damage, it can spark the rest of the offense here. Sapp has done a good job, though, however, to rebound. Now 1-2 count, 2 outs. Try and get out of this one with a strikeout here. Payoff pitch. Swung at and chopped over to the left side. Easy play for the 3rd baseman, Peyton Hall. And she'll fire it in to get the 3rd out of the inning. Not before a 2-run blast by Aiden Fitch to bring this one within 1 after middle of the 3rd. 3-2 is the score. Dawn still leading here on Spanish Fork 17. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning here on Spanish Fork 17. 2-run home run by Tooele puts the Buffaloes within 1. As Spanish Fork still 3-2. Dawn's leading. It'll be Avery Sapp here to start. The pitcher, her 2nd time up. She did get hit by a pitch the first time. It'll be Allie Anderson still pitching here. Did an excellent job to get out of a jam last inning and has really kept Tooele in this one, as that rise ball is high for ball 1. It was such a critical inning for her in that 2nd to kind of limit the damage, keep Spanish Fork scoreless, as now they've found themselves within 1 here. Pitch is in at the knees for strike 1. Again, winner of this series, best 2 of 3, will go on to local play at Cottonwood facility, as that one is flied out for out number 1 over to the right fielder, Cicely Tate. Again, winner of the series going to Cottonwood Complex on May 24th and 25th, with the finals being May 26th and 27th, the best of 3 series at Brigham Young University at Miller Field Complex. Dons certainly have title aspirations this year. Of course, playoffs, anything can happen, and can't rule out the competition. Dons have done such a great job, though, overall on the season offensively. Really dominated their opponents and dominated conference play overall, as this one is into Losi and low, and that'll be ball 2. Losi started off the scoring in this one with a big bases clearing 2-run double. Try and add on here, although she does get hit, and that one was high and in. May have hit the bat. We'll see here. Coach is going to take a look at her arm here. Not sure if she's going to try and make a case that she was hit by the pitch. Kind of sounded like a hit bat, and that's indeed what it was here. So now count is 2-1. Pitch from Anderson. That one is outside. Count now 3-1. To Losi. It'll be Losi, Archuleta, and Mitchell. Next 3 up for the Dons here. Both Losi and Archuleta with the RBIs in this one. Pitch is fired, and this one is hit hard over to left center field. Ranging over to make the play is Tate. Allowed out, but that will be out number 2 regardless, and that'll bring up Alice Archuleta. A little bit of scare there in right center field. You had both Tate and Fitch kind of ranging over to try and make the play. Almost a near miscommunication there, but Tate able to figure things out and get the fly out here. 2 outs here. Dons trying to get a little bit of momentum back here. It's kind of been a momentum shift of sorts here in this 3rd inning for Tooele. Count 1-0 here. Anderson fires to Archuleta. Rise ball is away, and good eye by Elise to lay off the pitch. Count now 2-0. Wind kind of died down, fortunately. Things are kind of calming out. We like that. Hopefully stays that way for the time being. Pitch swung at and missed here for strike 1. Good little pitch on the outside part of the plate by Anderson. Anderson so far, 3 earned runs, 3 strikeouts. It's kind of settled in a little bit here in this 3rd inning. And it's the middle part of the lineup that's always so potent here. Pitch outside for ball 3. Anderson looks over and fires. Rise ball is high for ball 4.
Archuleta with the walk. Brings to bat your first baseman, number 7, Kylie Mitchell. Aubrey Leonard on deck.
So Archuleta will go over to first, and that'll bring up Kylie Mitchell here with 2 outs. And that is being the 2nd walk of the day given by Anderson, although did have a hit batter as well with Avery Sapp, as that one is in for a strike to Mitchell. Mitchell struck out her first time up. Here's the pitch from Anderson. Rise ball is high. Good eye there to lay off the pitch. It'll be ball 1. 1-1 pitch. Fires and just low for ball 2. See if the Dons try and move Archuleta here. Pitch on the way, swung at and missed for strike 2. Anderson 1 pitch away from having a clean 3rd inning here for the 2nd straight inning. It's really kind of settled into a groove here, as has Tooele. Payoff pitch, swung at and missed, and a big strikeout for Allie Anderson, her 4th on the ball game, and that'll end the 3rd. After 3, Dons hanging on to a 3-2 lead here. We'll be back on Spanish Fork 17. Top of the 4th here on Spanish Fork 17. Tooele tacked on 2 runs in the 3rd. Now here in the top of the 4th, look to try and tie or take the lead here. This one is hard hit to right field, ranging over and foul. I always forget when you're in outfield, it's kind of hard to remember the orientation. It's kind of like everything's flipped in a sense. Indeed, it is right field. And that one was high. 1-1 count here. Anderson walked her first time up for the Lady Buffaloes. She'll swing at that one and is late on the attempt. It's going to be strike 2. As for Sapp, 6 strikeouts, is absolutely dominant through the first 2 innings, and really besides the 2-run home run has been cruising along, and she'll continue to cruise along here on the 7th strikeout of the game for her. As long as she continues her run, kind of keeps up this pace, Dawn should be in a good position to take game 1 here, although you just never know. One swing can change everything, of course. Caitlin Marshall up to bat here, 0-1. Sapp will fire, and she'll throw in the off-speed pitch. Totally freezes up Marshall, I should say, who swings early and misses for strike 1. Marshall gets a sign from the coaches. Sapp will set, fire. Rise ball is high and a good eye for Marshall to lay off of it. Oh, count now 1-1. Tooele bench really excited. I love the spirit they're showing here, as that one is grounded over to the left side and fouled. One-two count. Fires and strike 3 called. And Marshall just lost her equipment. Talk about a strikeout there.
Coming to bat, number 17, the designated player.
Swung so hard she lost the bat. Absolutely filthy pitch there from Sapp. Strikeout number 8 on the game, and now with 2 outs, they'll bring up Rayleigh Rathel, who was a strikeout victim her first time up. Always scary when the bat gets let go. Fortunately, no one hurt. Everyone okay here. This one is popped up to the infield. Should be easy play for Losi. She will make the play. And a good rebound inning from Avery Sapp and the Spanish Fork Dons. They put down the Buffaloes quietly in the top of the 4th. 3-2 as we go to the middle part of the 4th in the bottom half. We'll be back on Spanish Fork 17. Bottom of the 4th inning here on Spanish Fork 17. Score is 3-2. Dons still leading over Tooele. They'll try and extend their lead here. It'll be Kylie Mitchell, Averly Leonard, and Ellie Olson, the bottom 3rd of the lineup for the Dons. Allie Anderson had a rebound a couple of innings here. Dons will try and manufacture some runs here. Was able to work in the first inning for them when they were able to lay down a bunt, get a single with Jade Romero, and then from there quickly be able to tack on 3 early first inning runs off a couple of doubles by Ashlyn Losi and Elise Archuleta. That one fouled away to the backstop. Ever since then, though, Dons have had one opportunity, a major one at least, had a couple maybe total. But Allie Anderson has done a good job so far to limit the damage. 1-run game, of course, here, and sensed a little bit of a momentum shift in that 3rd inning. That one swung at and missed for strike 3, and that's strikeout number 5 for Anderson. So she is starting to get into a groove herself. We have a little bit of a pitcher's duel taking shape here. Everly Leonard will come up. She flied out her first time up. Anderson will get the signal, she'll fire, and that one is fouled hard to the backstop for strike 1. In Spanish Fork coming in as the 1 seed, Tooele the 20th seed. Kind of one of those teams that's come out of nowhere in the latter half of the season. We kind of mentioned earlier in this ball game, we talked about kind of their rise in winning 9 out of their last 12 games to end the regular season, and then of course defeating Park City in a blowout in the opening round, and then from there going and defeating Orem. This one is fouled away and be out of play. Oh, and it gets itself stuck in the gutter. Well, that'll be fun for someone to try and tackle. Yeah, a couple of those landed up there, actually. I don't pity the person who has to go up there and get the softballs out of the gutter. Back to the action here. Pitch is high, and that one is going to be ball 2 here, 2-2 count to Leonard. Anderson will get the signal. She'll fire. Rise ball is up and away. Ball 3, full count here. Good opportunity again for Tooele to try and get through another inning here. Get this bottom part of the order for the Dons, although Dons top to bottom, as we've mentioned, really a deep hitting team. That one is going to be away for ball 4. So Allie Anderson had it on her racket, just a few missed pitches, and now a runner on base. A good patient at bat by Leonard. Dons now find themselves with another opportunity here. Runner on first, nobody out, and they'll bring up Ellie Olson to close out the Don lineup. Don's starting to get loud here over in the dugout. This one pitches in for a strike. Pitch swung at and missed, fired over to first base, and diving back is Ellie Olsen. I apologize, earlier mentioned it was Averly Leonard who had walked. It was actually Ellie Olsen who did that, so give credit where credit is due. Olsen with the walk, so that actually brings up the top of the lineup for Dons and Romero. It'll be Tatum Hall after that. Swing, or pitch is high. Count 1 and 2 here. One out, bottom half of the 4th inning. Pitch, that one is flied over to shallow infield, and ranging over to make the play is Kelsey Shields. Round number 2.
Second out, brings to bat. Second baseman Tatum Hall, ball on deck, and stop in the hole.
Two outs, they'll bring up Tatum Hall. Step into the box here. Good effort by Allie Anderson in this one, and it's really come into form here. Pitch is in and high for ball 1. Anderson fires. This one's hit hard over to the left side. This could be out, and it is. Home run for Tatum Hall. And the Dons extend their lead here. It's now 5-2. Line drive shot over to left field, and the low fences kind of made that one possible. It was a rocket shot. Tatum Hall will get herself a 2-run home run. The Dons respond and extend their lead here for Hall. That is home run for her. Let's pull it up. Home run number 3 on the year. And just like that, Dons retake momentum and extend their lead.
If anyone be a Quinn, can you just jump up and tip them down?
Okay, score 5-2 here, and that one is in and high to Peyton Hall, so missed opportunity there. I think could potentially be a tipping point in this ball game. Missed strikeout opportunity by Allie Anderson on Ellie Olsen. That walk proved to be critical here. Ends up setting up Tatum Hall's rocket line drive home run. Still 2 outs here, 1-1 count to Peyton Hall. She's been struck out twice today. Not the best day for her at the plate against Anderson. She'll try and rebound here. Anderson fires. This one is hit over to the first base side weakly and caught by Sadie Baker, but not inning ends, but not before a massive 2-run home run by Tatum Hall. Line drive rocket over to the left field to extend the lead for the Dons. It's now 5-2. We'll go to the top of the 5th after a quick break on Spanish Fork 17. Top of the 5th inning here on Spanish Fork 17. Laser 2-run home run by Tatum Hall has made it 5-2. Dons are leading and have led for the entirety of this ball game.
Batter number 6, shortstop, Vanessa Rojas.
Tooele will look to respond here. It'll be Vanessa Rojas, Kelsey Shields, and Rose Kimball, the bottom part of the lineup. Take on Avery Sapp, who had herself a rebound inning from kind of a rough 3rd inning stretch. She's kind of picked back up where she's left off. She's had 8 strikeouts so far in this one, only 2 earned. Besides the 1 home run given up to Aiden Fitch, it's been a dominating performance as usual from her. That one in for a strike here. Count is 1-1. Or 1-2, I should say. Rojas struck out her first time up. Pitch is on the way, and a little loose. And need a little bit of rosin, a little bit of pine tar on that baseball. A little slippery there. Sapp will try it again. Needs a little sap. Hopefully she's okay. Hopefully nothing went wrong there. She's going to talk with Losi. Nonetheless, they called that one a ball there. 3-2 count. Get the grip, fire, and she's right back at it. Another strikeout and sends Rojas packing.
Take a first out. Brings to bat, second baseman Kelsey Shields. Kimball on deck.
That's a 9th strikeout of the game for Sapp. That one is in for a strike. Just been absolutely dominating performance as usual. Lady Don's hoping to take control of this ball game. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. This one is fouled over to the left side and just going to get out of play. Ranging over there were 3 Lady Dons, and all of them were kind of in that vicinity to almost make the play there. Count out quickly, 0-2 to Kelsey Shields. She struck out her first time up. It'll be Rose Kimball after her, the bottom of the lineup for Tooele. Pitch from Sapp is low and outside, just missed. 1-2 count here. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Rise ball totally gets Kelsey Shields her second strikeout, and that'll bring up Rose Kimball. Strikeout number 10 for Avery Sapp. Absolutely clinical. And I believe they just held the pitch. They must have had the count wrong. That officially is the strikeout. So Shields now officially strikes out for the second time, and that'll bring up Rose Kimball, bottom half of the line. I'm not sure what happened there. I guess some miscommunication in the count. And so that'll bring up Kimball, who lines this one over to right center field. And that one's going to roll all the way to the fence. So it's going to be extra bases. And she gets in standing for a double for Tooele. A big hit for Rose Kimball at the bottom of the lineup. And that'll bring up Aiden Fitch. And who else to have than Fitch, who had a massive 2-run home run in the second inning. We'll see if she can repeat her success here against Sapp. What a clutch hit from Rose Kimball on this, rocketed over it to the right center field, a perfect gap. Kimball so far on the year as that one is in for a strike. Kimball 227 on the year. So a decent hitter for Tooele, and she is kind of opened the door for an opportunity here for the Lady Buffaloes. Pitch is in and down and outside. Count 1-1. Fitch 1-2. 1-1 count. Pitch is in for a strike. Fitch yet to really swing in this at bat here. Payoff pitch coming for Sapp. She fires, swing, and a miss, strike 3. And the throw over to first by Losi will confirm the out. Great strikeout for Sapp, her 11th of the game, absolutely dominant. Tooele will go down scoreless. Middle of 5, scores 5-2. Don's on top. We're back with the bottom half of the 5th on Spanish Fork 17. Bottom of the 5th here on Spanish Fork 17. Score 5-2. Don's on top. Tooele threatened in the top of the 5th. Avery Sapp able to get out of it. That pitch is low for ball 1 for Anderson. Anderson so far in this ball game, through 4 innings, has allowed 5 runs. Doesn't tell the whole story. She's had a pretty good, valiant effort for the Lady Buffaloes. Just a few opportunities have damaged her, as this one is flied over to shallow left field, and the play is made for out number 1, Vanessa Rojas.
Brings to bat your catcher, Ashlyn Losi, Archuleta on deck, and Mitchell in the
Now, other than the home run and a couple of loud hits, it's been a pretty good outing for Allie Anderson. Unfortunately, though, nothing to show for her. Team down 3. Score 5-2. Could be a lot worse, honestly, given how the Lady Dons have scored in their track record. They tend to have a lot of blowouts, tend to end games pretty early. This game's been pretty exciting here through 4 innings. Be Ashlyn Losey. She has herself a couple RBIs on this one, a big double in the first inning, a 2-jacks double. See what she can do here. This one is fired. She rips that one, and that one almost hit the coach and almost went into the dugout area. Loud rip there. Count 1-1 here, 1 out. Comes the pitch from Anderson. She'll wind up fire. Ripped again down the left field line. This time it's fair. And right in the same spot as the first inning, Losey again. Just a hard rip down the left side, and her second 2-jack double of the ball game for her. And a good opportunity again for the Dons to extend their lead. I'll bring up Alice Archuleta. Had herself a double in the first inning. She also walked her second time. Losey will come out and they'll bring in the pinch runner. Taking a long time to get the sign here for Anderson. Looks like ump will hold here. It's Nielsen in again to pinch run for Losey. Pitch is swung at and popped over the left side and foul. Here comes the pitch. That one outside and a good eye by Archuleta for ball 1. (5-3) the score here. Pitch from Anderson is high and away, ball 2. Archuleta did a good job her last time up against Anderson to lay off the pitches, drew an easy walk. Nothing really to show for it that inning, but of course last inning, big home run coming from Tatum Hall, her 3rd of the season, to extend this lead for Tooele, for Spanish Fork over Tooele. Again, here at Don Andrews Field, pretty good crowd on hand. A lot of people showed up to watch this super regional matchup. Again, best of 3 series, and this one fouled away. Winner taking game 1, and game 2 will be tomorrow, with potentially a doubleheader if necessary for game 3. Don's bench up and going here. Here comes the pitch. That one is in for strike 3. Totally froze Archuleta. 6th strikeout of the game for Anderson, who's had herself a pretty impressive performance as well, and that'll bring up Kylie Mitchell. Mitchell is 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts on the day. Runner on second here, 2 outs. Nielsen trying to get home, and Don's looking to extend their lead. Mitchell swings and misses, strike 1 there on the rise ball. comes the pitch. Pitch is outside and high for ball 1. One pitch. That one is in for strike 2. Good pitch at the knees from Allie Anderson. Meanwhile, Kylie Mitchell hoping to get things going here on the day for herself and hope to extend the Dons lead here. 5-3 the score. Bottom of the 5th inning. Looks like she's going to square around to show bunt and maybe intimidate Anderson, and is able to buy herself a ball there. 2-2 the count. Certainly wouldn't be actually bunting, you wouldn't think. Risky move. This one is swung at, and that one's hammered over to left field. Is fair, and that's going to drive in a run and a big double for Kylie Mitchell, and the Dons extend their lead. It's now 6-2. Spanish Fork now starting to take this one and run with it. Some clutch doubles down the left field line have really helped the Dons out. All 3 of them ending up in ground rule doubles going out of play. And timely hitting is what the Dons have been known for, and just a potent offense, really hard to stop them. It's 6-2 now, and Dons will look to extend their lead. It's Averly Leonard. Squares around a bunch. She's going to swing, and that one is crushed. And that one is gone. Monster shot from Averly Leonard, and the Dons have blown this one wide open. It's now 8-3. Monster shot from Leonard, and she gets celebrated and mobbed by her dugout, her players at home base. And that's going to do it for Allie Anderson. A rough ending to this one, but a commemorable effort for her. She goes 4 2/3 innings, gives up 8 runs, but does have 6 strikeouts on the ball game. Really helped Tooele in this one. Dons now are off and rolling. The #1 seed in 5A in softball. Came into this one high expectations, looking to really make a deep run, and they're considered a favorite for this tournament and for taking the state title, and they've really picked up here after a little mini run by Tooele. Dons have rolled. Now it's 8-2, and that'll bring up a new pitcher for Tooele. By the way, on the year, that was Leonard's 3rd home run of the year as well. So 2-run home run from her and a 2-run home run from Tatum Hall. The last couple of innings have blown this one open for the Dons. Again, as we mentioned, into pitch is number 5 for Tooele.
Number 5, Aubrey Hanson.
The Aubrey Hanson into pitch.
Okay.
She'll be in to replace Allie Anderson. So Aubrey Hanson on the year. So far, 3.23 ERA in 10 appearances. I'm sure, saving her up potentially for tomorrow's matchup, but she's going to have to come in relief here. 2 outs, just some clutch hitting by the Dons have opened this thing up. It'll be Ellie Olson closing out this lineup. It just shows and proves how deep this Dons lineup really is from top to bottom. You have the 8th hitter just absolutely crushing a home run. 3 home runs on the year. It's just a loaded lineup. Hard to stop. Olson, she's going to chop that one over to the second baseman. Ranging over to make the play is Kelsey Shields for the 3rd out of the inning. A dominant 5th inning by Spanish Fork sees them tacking on 3 runs and opening this one up. It's 8-2 at the end of 5. We'll be back on Spanish Fork 17. We're in the top of the 6th inning here on Spanish Fork 17. Dons leading big here, 8-2 in this super regional matchup. Game one of a best of three series between the Dons and the Lady Buffaloes. Lady Dons really have blown this one open. 3-run fifth inning, big double by Kylie Mitchell and a 2-run home run by Everly Leonard. Have really opened this one up. Pitch from Sapp is low. It's Emily Shepard in to hit here. It's the second, third, and fourth hitters for the Lady Buffaloes. Here comes the pitch from Sapp. That one is popped up and fouled behind the plate. Kind of jammed Shepard in at the hands. Sapp, her usual self, just been absolutely dominant. 1.08 ERA. Maybe will rise just a tad today with a 2-run home run, but other than that, it's been excellent. 11 strikeouts. 2-2 count here, looking to make it 12. She'll step in, wind up, fires, and gets her with the off-speed pitch, and that is number 12 for Avery Sapp, who's just been on another level this whole season, just one of the most dominant pitchers in 5A. Sends another Buffalo down swinging. That'll bring up Sadie Baker, the third hitter. Struck out, ground out. First two at bats, that one is ripped down the left field line and foul. A 1 pitch outside for ball one. One count. That one right down the middle. No doubter there for strike two. One, two count here. Here's the pitch. That one is fouled away. Gets a little bit of contact on it. It's just so hard to predict what Sapp is going to pitch. It's almost, you know, hypocritical to even ask anyone to try and have a certain approach to it. But, you know, some of those pitches down the middle, you got to try and swing for them if you're Tooele. If you can find and kind of get a sense of where those pitches are. Easier said than done, though, against Sapp, who just does such a great job of mixing kind of the high and low pitches, off-speed pitches, just keeps hitters fooled. That one is fouled over the left side. This could be playable, and it's not. It's going to just get out play. Baker here has done a pretty good job staying in the count. He's fought off a couple of tough pitches. 2-2 the count here. 311 hitter on the year. 13 RBIs. And this one is swung at and chopped over to the left side of the field. It's going to be a tough play, ranging over and not in time. Is the throw by the shortstop, Jade Romero. So just a little inaccurate. That was a tough play to make, ranging over to her left. And so that'll count as a hit for Sadie Baker. With one out, that'll bring up Allie Anderson. Anderson so far a walk and a strikeout against Sapp. Here comes the pitch. This one is lasered over to left field, and that's going to be caught by the right fielder, Emmy Olson. Looked hard off the bat, just kind of hung up though a little bit for out number 2. So Kylie Marshall with 2 outs will come up. 8-2 the score. Dons jumped out to an early 3-0 lead if you're just joining us. A little bit of event recap if you've moved forward in the action. Dons started off with a 3-0 lead. A couple of doubles by Ashlyn Losey and Elise Archuleta made it a 3-0 ball game. Then the Lady Buffaloes came back with a little run of their own. It was Aiden Fitch with a 2-run home run in the 3rd inning to try and bring Tooele back in the ball game. From there, though, it's been all Dons as that one is grounded over to the left side of the field. Peyton Hall will range over and make the play for out number 3. We'll continue that recap here, but not until we get a quick break in here on Spanish Fork 17. Bottom of the 6th here on Spanish Fork 17. Dons leading 8-2, kind of a continuation of the recap here. Dons really rallied in this one. It was 3-2 in the 3rd inning. 5 unanswered runs for Spanish Fork. Really blew this one open. And Jade Romero coming up for her 4th at bat will try and continue to extend this lead. For the Lady Dons, it'll be Aubrey Hansen continuing her work from the end of that 5th inning into pitch, and she'll fire that one in at the knees for strike 1. And we thank you as always, of course, for joining us on Spanish Fork 17 as always. Always catch us on youtube.com/SpanishFork17 or sfcn.org for all of your streaming and live events, all of your local Spanish Fork and Maple Mountain High School sports in action, as well as other great events. Always grateful for your support. Always invite your friends and those around you to join in on the action here. Support your local high school teams and the Lady Dons here as they look to close this one out here. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. After this, it'll be Tooele's last attempt to try and rally. Dons really in control in this one. That one is chopped over on the base and takes a good bounce, and now will go to center field for a base hit. So Jade Romero gets herself a single or 2nd hit of the ball game. And I'll bring up Tatum Hall, who had herself a 2-run home run earlier in the ball game. And just a reminder that tomorrow's game, 3:30 p.m., will be game 2 between the Dons and the Buffaloes. Same place, just be sure to tune in. We'll have the stream on Spanish Fork 17. Count is 1-0 to Tatum Hall. Pitches in and just catches the plate there for strike 1. One pitch on the way here. This one sliced over to the left side and foul. One pitch, here it is. Bouncing ball, and that one's gonna pass the catcher, Marshall. And active and running is Jade Romero, and she gets herself an easy base. Here comes the pitch. This one is going to be popped up again over the left side, and it'll be 2-2 the count here. lot of softballs lost to foul balls today, and had a couple of them end up as souvenirs over on the roof deck. You might even be able to see it from that viewpoint. 2-2 pitch on the way. High, and a good eye there by Tatum Hall to lay off of it. And a full count here. Don's not looking to slow down anytime soon here. Looking to extend their lead. And add to their impressive tally. They've had some pretty impressive results on the year. This one is fouled away, and again, count stays alive here. Don's 21-4 on the year, 10-0 in conference play, first in Region 9. Pitch is hit hard over the left side of the field. This should be a run. Romero is going to hold, though, actually. Good throw over from the left side of the field by Emily Shepard to hold Romero at third. And so runners on the corners now. Nobody out, 8-2. And they'll bring up Peyton Hall. Just to show how impressive the Dons run really has been. You know, in their last 7 games, you can tally up the score here. And you want to talk about dominance. Talk about 73-3 over 7 games. That is just absolute dominance defined. Lady Dons really have been on top of it. Kind of as we mentioned, just really ruling league play. It was a little, you want to call it shaky. There were a couple of games where Springville and Wasatch were a little bit of a nail biters, 4-3 and 5-3. But I mean, even Maple Mountain rivalry game, you know, they outscored Maple Mountain 24-0 in their 2 games in the rivalry. It wasn't even close. A bunt laid down here, and that one is fouled to the backstop. 0-2 count here. You know, even in these moments, too, these games, you know, seemingly out of hand. In a sense, normally you think, you know, it's kind of formality at this point. Kind of teams typically just kind of lay down and kind of end the game quickly. But Don's, you know, looking for opportunities throughout this one, whatever opportunities they can get, to try and practice some stuff. As you kind of saw, they're laying down bunts, trying to practicing situational play. You just never know when they're going to need it. Especially once they get to the state finals. Obviously, you know, a big favorite in many of these games early on, but as you get on later into play, you start facing some of the top teams. Mountain Ridge, one of them. 20-3 overall on the year. This one fouled away. A couple other teams to note as well is Bountiful and Uinta, a couple of other squads. Uinta was in Tooele's league earlier this season. They ended up with a 10-2 record in conference play, 19-7 overall. As far as some of the other teams to look out for in the tournament play, Bonneville and Uinta are, you know, Bonneville playing Payson currently and Uinta playing Viewmont, as that one is thrown in there. 2-2 count here. Quick update as well. Of course, this is on delay, so probably going to be final by now, but we'll update. Don's leading 9-4. They look to be taking their first game, as that one is drilled over the left side, and that's going to be an RBI single, maybe even a double. Good job by Avery Sapp to stretch it out. Good hustle there from her, and it'll be a 2-jacks double. An RBI driven in for her on the day, just to add to her impressive performance today, both on the mound and hitting as well. She'll come out and have a pinch runner come in.
Batter number 10, Ashley Archuleta on deck.
The Shepherd to run in, number 12. She'll be pitch running, and that'll bring up Ashlyn Losey, who has herself a couple of doubles on the ball game. So it's a good day for Spanish Fork Athletics. They look to take game one in both the softball and the baseball games. Dawn's playing, of course, Maple Mountain in the top of the 7th here. Big rivalry game is always between those two squads we kind of highlighted throughout the year, and as you may all know from last year, that was the finals matchup between those two squads. Dawn's ended up taking the win there in the state tournament championship. They're hoping to run it back. Just a strong season from both squads, the softball and the baseball. Could be a very special year for Spanish Fork Athletics. Score 9-2 here. 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. Dawn's looking to put a 10 or 11 spot on. Something they're very familiar with doing here. 3-1 the count here to Losey. Here comes the pitch. That one grounded over the left side, knocked down. Throw is not in. Oh, they called it in time. Manager clearly disagrees. I think that the runner was safe personally. And they are going to call her safe. So good reversal of the call by the umpire. Runner was clearly in time. And a hard hit there by Losey is going to drive in another run. It's now 10-2 for the Dons. And RBI number 3 for Ashley and Losey on the ball game. And now Archuleta will come up to hit in the 6th spot. I'll bring Losey out and bring a pinch runner in.
Linnea Simpson's going to enter the game as a speed-up runner for your catcher.
Looks like the umpires are going to have a quick word here while they bring in the speed-up runner. Get a couple of softballs in as well. And looks like we're ready to go here again. Get things resumed here. Alice Archuleta up to hit here. She'll take that one outside for ball 1. Runners on the corners. Hanson will wind up and she'll fire. And swung on and missed. That was a good pitch to swing at by Archuleta. Just missed on that one though for strike 1. Hanson will fire and that one will be low. One outside. I think if you're Tooele, you kind of want to get through this one as quick as possible too. You worry about, at least you would think if Hanson's potentially in the mix to pitch tomorrow, you worry about expending all your arms in this ball game, as that one is hit over the left side and that's going to be foul. Goals to just try and kind of get through this inning here. Figure barring any miracles will be the Dons taking game 1. Archuleta would certainly love to get a hit of her own here, though. This one's going to be dribbled over the second baseman. It's going to be thrown over to first for an out, but that is going to drive in another run for the Dons. Score now 11-2 on a fielder's choice there. So that will be RBI number 2 for Archuleta on the fielder's choice play, and that'll bring up Kylie Mitchell, who 1 for 3 on the ball game, had herself a double last time up, 2 strikeouts. Otherwise, this one is swung at and missed for strike 1. Here's a pitch. This one is flied over the left side. This might be in play, and it just gets out on top of the dugout. Count now 0-2. Hansen will try and tally a strikeout here to close things out for Tooele. Here's a windup pitch, and that one is in for a strikeout. Good throw there from Hansen, and that'll do it for the 6th inning. Dons add in a few more runs. It's 11-2 now after 6. They'll look to close things out for game 1 here on Spanish Fork 17. It's the top of the 7th here on Spanish Fork 17. It'll be Avery Sapp in to finish this one out. Hopefully have a complete game effort in this one. Just the total dominating performance here by Sapp, on par with her season. It's just been an excellent one, and really the heart and soul of this Dons team, a absolute ace on the mound. It's been a great performance from her, and she has only allowed 2 runs on 1 home run. That one ranges over. Romero's going to throw it, and that one is low and in the dirt. And so with that, it will be a single in the infield for Braylee Rathel, her first hit of the game off the air. And Romero had a play like that where she had to range to her left last time, and that was another tough play that went in the dirt. A couple of tough plays there. We'll see what the Dons do here. Coach kind of comes in here, is going to convene. We'll see what happens here. Going to talk things out, and so while they converse, I want to just remind you that you can catch all our games on Spanish Fork 17 at youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17 or sfcn.org. Again, we thank you as always for your support. I'd like to thank our sponsors again as always as well for their support. It'll be Sapp staying in on this one after the word from the Spanish Fork coach. So runner on first here. Speed up runner is in for the Lady Buffaloes. Taking the place of Caitlin Marshall, it'll be Braylee Rathel, I should say. Got that hit. It's Vanessa Rojas here. And then Kelsey Shields after that. This is a final 9-4 Dons win over on the baseball side of things. They defeated Maple Mountain and win game 1 of their best 2 of 3 series over Maple Mountain. Dons, just like the Lady Dons here in softball, the overwhelming favorite to reach the state final again. Won last year, of course, and look to repeat. Dons the #1 overall seed in both baseball and softball. It's pretty impressive as that one is fired in. And that's a strikeout for Sapp. That is number 13 for Avery Sapp. Just a Marvelous performance from her. One out here, that'll bring up Kelsey Shields into hit. She struck out twice, and that one she watches go right down the middle. It's 0-1. Sapp wasting no time here, fires. This one is hit over to the infield and a little bit of backspin, and firing it right in time is Jade Romero. What a throw, and just gets the hitter out in time. It was actually number 8 on that one. Apologies there, there's a pitch hitter in play. It was Richens there who hit and got the out there. So now that'll bring up Rose Kimball to hit here with 2 outs. Runner is on second, swung on and missed. It's going to be a complete game performance here for Avery Sapp. Full 7 innings, 13 strikeouts. Just a 2-run home run that was given up in the 3rd inning by Aiden Fitch. Otherwise, she's been absolutely dominant, although she does catch Kimball on the hand there. So this one not quite over yet. Score still though 11-2. We'll bring up Aiden Fitch. The only person really to have gotten any loud hit off of Sapp, and it was quite a home run. And slapped pretty hard over to left field. Kind of brought Tooele a little bit back into this ball game as that one hits the runner there. That one is swung at. Count is 0-2 here. Payoff pitch is outside for ball 1. Sapp hoping to make it her 14th strikeout here. Runners on first and second. 2 outs, top of the 7th. Pitch on the way, swung at and chopped over to the left side. Easy play for Romero, or is it? She's gonna try and make the force at second. Probably was better off just throwing it at first, and instead Kimball gets in safely. Good wheels from Rose Kimball, and now bases loaded. And that's going to bring up Emily Shepard here. Got a little bit of momentum, I guess, here in game 1 for Tooele to load the bases if they can come through here and maybe make the gap a little bit closer here. Really nothing going for them besides that 3rd inning. It's been rather quiet there. That rise ball is too high, and Losi tries to get the play over at first and is a little bit late there. Count is 1-1. Here's a pitch. That one is thrown down and low. 2-1. Pitch from Sapp. That one is hit hard. It's going to go over to left field, and it's out of here. What a hit by Emily Shepard. A grand slam. What a way to come through there, and what a piece of momentum that Tooele can take going in the next one. It's now 11-6 off a massive shot. That one just carried over the fence, and a great piece of hitting by Emily Shepard.
Third baseman Sadie Baker, Anderson on deck, and Marshall in the hole.
That one just carried over into left field. For Emily Shepard, that is home run number 1 for her. Couldn't be more grand than that. A grand slam to make this 11-6. Make it a little interesting here in the top of the 7th. That one is in for a strike. To Sadie Baker, who is 1 for 3 on the ball game, had herself a single her last time up. This one chopped over to shortstop. Romero should have this one, and she does. Get it in time, and that's going to end this ball game. Tooele made it interesting there at the end with the grand slam, but obviously too big of a deficit to overcome. 11-6 is the final. It's a complete game for Avery Sapp with the win. 13 strikeouts. Does allow 6 earned runs, but mostly all those coming in garbage time. Dons win game 1 of the series. Game 2 will be tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. We'll wrap this one up. Quick break here on Spanish Fork 17. All right, it's a final here. Final score is 11-6. Spanish Fork takes game 1 of the super regional matchup between the Dons and the Tooele Lady Buffaloes. It was a good effort from Tooele coming back and making this kind of close, considering the fact that the Dons have been so dominant this season, offensively and defensively. They still do put up 11 runs. Spanish Fork really jumped out to a quick 3-0 lead early on. It seemed like the Dons were going to roll. Tooele comes back with a home run of their own. It was Aiden Fitch with a 2-run shot in the 3rd to make it 3-2. From there, though, Dons pulled off really 8 unanswered runs to make it 11-2, and by that point, it was pretty much over and done by the 5th inning. It was a dominant performance from Avery Sapp to win herself MVP Sports Player of the Game, gets herself another win to put her at 15-3 on the year. ERA may go up just a little bit, obviously with the 6 runs given up, but nonetheless, a dominant performance. 13 strikeouts on the game really held Tooele, quiet for the majority of this one. Throughout the first 6 innings, just really nothing going for them. Dons, as expected, one of the favorites coming into this tournament. They roll quite easily here. Final score again, 11-6. Tomorrow's game, 3:30, same place here at Don Andrews Field at Spanish Fork Sports Park. And we will be streaming that one here on SF17 on delay. Of course, you can catch all our games on youtube.com/SpanishFork17 or on sfcn.org. Of course, we're grateful for all your support as always and hope to continue to present to you Lady Dons softball and Dons baseball as they look to move deep into the tournament and hopefully have themselves a year to remember. Again, final score 11-6. It's a wrap here. For everyone here, I'm Jake Arscott and our crew. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow on Spanish Fork 17.